The stormy weather continued today, leaving behind more damage around the Bay Area. And here in San Francisco, people were hit with some flash flooding. So this is what some of that flooding looked like in the Mission District. In fact, one woman decided to take matters right into her own hands, dealing with all of the floodwater. Look at that. Our photojournalist Rick Villaroman was there.
Yeah, it was all the way up to the garages for a while there.
When Laura Lucchese saw the heavy flooding from her tiny workstation above this intersection at 23rd and Dolores, she knew what she had to do.
We have supplies in the garage because we know this happens every so often. If no one does it, the whole intersection is just going to continue to flood, so someone's got to do it.
This time, that someone was her. So, galoshes on and rake in hand, she went to work.
It usually, once a year, we'll get a little flooded.
She's being modest.
I don't love it, but people in my building, we kind of switch off, so it's not only me who does it. I think everyone in the neighborhood kind of helps out.
And right on cue, she wasn't alone for long.
I saw her out here doing this, and I saw the cars just with no regard coming by and splashing her, so
Thank you.
I came over to help.
And that's a lesson we can all learn, because in times like these, that's what it's going to take to keep everyone safe, if not dry.
I hope Villaroman was dry too. Thanks for getting those images, Rick. In Santa Clara County, Highway 9 is closed in Saratoga due to a mudslide. This is between Sanborn Road and Redwood Gulch. Caltrans says they hope to reopen the road tomorrow night. We did speak to some local residents who say conditions are getting worse in the area each year.
Well, it's gotten worse and worse, but last year was terrible, and they've now got worse across the road, and the water keeps coming down, and it impacts it, and it slides more and more, and trees down, and yes, it's bad.
There you have it. Crews have been busy chopping up this tree that fell onto a building at Annalee High School in Sebastopol. Classes there, along with Laguna High School and the district office, are closed today. And in the East Bay, it was a popular shortcut between Fremont and Sunol. Well, it will remain shut down until further notice. We're talking about part of Niles Canyon Road. It collapsed into Alameda Creek. Caltrans says it needs to fully evaluate the damage. So right now, they're asking drivers to take alternate routes, and Caltrans plans to reevaluate the road on Friday. All right, let's take a live look outside now, shall we? No more downpours in sight. So let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Paul Hagan. And Paul, got to ask you, is the storm finally over?
Not quite yet. While we don't have any downpours in sight as we look out towards the Bay Bridge from our rooftop camera here in the Financial District, First Alert Doppler tells a different story. Another batch of rain is lurking offshore, and some of that is making its way into coastal parts of Marin County already. We're going to zoom in for a closer look at that. This is really the last round of more widespread rainfall that we are going to see, and it's not going to be nearly as heavy as the intense downpours that trekked across the Bay Area, including downtown San Francisco this afternoon. But as we zoom back out and put everything in motion, you can see this area of rain making steady progress towards the coast. It's not likely going to look as impressive as it makes its way over the Bay Area because we're losing the sunlight. That takes some energy out of the atmosphere. The showers won't entirely fall apart, but they should be less intense. They finally do diminish to that 20 to 30% range as we head through a late evening and through the rest of tonight. Going to add up a little bit more rain on top of what we've already received. 3.3 inches of rain for San Rafael, almost 2 inches of rain for downtown San Francisco, but it's not the storm total since everything started on Saturday that are the most illuminating number. It's the rate at which the rain fell. This afternoon in San Francisco between 12:43 and 1:43 p.m., we added up almost 1 inch of total rain. I know those sound like random times. It's when the automated sensor takes its readings. That 1 inch of rain in 1 hour is something that doesn't happen very often. We categorize that with something called recurrence interval. How often can we expect something extreme to happen? And that's something that has a 10-year recurrence interval, meaning there's only a 10% chance of it in a given year. But here's the thing. It's the second time we've had something that intense just in the last 3 weeks. Another band of rain like that dropped almost an inch of rain in downtown San Francisco back on January 31st. So that's when we talk about the influence of climate change. It's not just everything getting warmer, it's everything getting weirder. These extreme events becoming more frequent and becoming more extreme themselves. We're going to hope to put a lid on the extreme weather for at least a little while. I've got the full 7-day forecast coming up in just a few minutes.